But whole team having triple misform makes a big difference.
They've done an amazing job to consistently make it to that top 10, but they've been missing that big match, that massive amount of points to push them up the standings, but they've finally done it. They now have gotten the highest elimination match of the day, and I'm excited to see where that puts them on the leaderboard, so let's head to the desk to break that down.
That was a high-risk, high-reward game, and that is what we expect from Prodoxy 11. Finally, a victory royale for the Danes.
Finally, man, we were waiting for a game like this, and we knew they could be the ones to deliver it. And I mean, the audacity, the nerve, the gall to even come into the FNCS Major Finals and just pop off like you're playing an eval or something. These guys are on a different level. It's not been the greatest of days for them, but a game like that will surely kick off the spark.
Yeah, hopefully now that'll allow them to kick on and they can just continue this sort of momentum, because this is exactly what we sort of expected from this trio going into this weekend. The way that they played those mid-ground layers was so good. So many eliminations as well, very reminiscent of what we saw last major as well. And taking height, that late on, that late push for it is exactly how this trio like to play. And now this is going to be huge for them, as Takata mentioned, so many eliminations there for this trio. So I'm really expecting big things now. Hopefully that does wonders for their confidence.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, for a lot of this year, right, when we've talked about firepower in EU, the trio everybody looks at is Vico, Benno, Flixi. These guys came through and they snatched their chain. Just mad disrespect. They said, we are that trio. We are the team that's going to get you the 20 bombs in finals lobbies. Not just any lobbies, in major finals lobbies. What a game. Look, it doesn't even matter if you're not having a good day, because you have a game like that, and I've not seen the leaderboard yet, but I know they're going to be up there. I know they're going to be visible on it after that game. So, again, this is why, you know, when you have talent like this, you just got to let them cook sometimes. Pablo, Chino, Fredoxy, all of them, things clicking. You love to see it.
I'm just absolutely mesmerised by all these endgame eliminations. They're getting on top of the ones they already scored in the mid-game. This is what we want to see from Prodoxy's trio, so hopefully more of it after these few moments. I mentioned moments as we went into the break there, and we have got Game 6 to make some more before we head into Day 2. Let's talk, though, about Game 5 first. Marius, Pixie and Vanya, they knew they needed to up their game in order to challenge for the #1 spot. And while they didn't get loads of eliminations, we did get to see them make it to second place, Miniminer.
Yeah, mature performance from these guys so far. You know, they haven't necessarily had their best day 11. I don't think they would, I'm sure they would be the first to admit that. But what they've been able to do is consistently make these end games. They haven't been too aggressive with eliminations. They haven't been trying to force any refreshes, any of those sort of late game lunges, if you like. But what they have been able to do, very, very consistent. Marius there clutching up a little bit to get themselves to second place and keeps them in third place.
Oh my goodness, look at that, man. Look at that. Straight into second place. Bob. Easy.
That's what's going to happen, though, when you get 21 eliminations. Frodoxy's trio there, 11's referring to going from 6th to 2nd in the blink of an eye, 11.
That is the highest elimination win we have seen a team get. Not just this year, but joint ever in trios. It's just crazy. And not just in EU, across all regions, in trios, a 21 elimination game is the joint highest. The last time we saw a team get 21 eliminations in a trio FNCS major final was literally Season X in Chapter 1.
Is Frodoxy been watching some Peterbot demos, maybe? Miniminer?
Hey, man.
Maybe. 22 next game is all I want to say. You know, let's try and smash that record. I don't want any of this joint activity, but no, it's a great performance from them, and I want to see more from them now leading into tomorrow as well as the last game.
Well, I wonder if Seti, Harry and iDrop are going to be feeling threatened at the top of the leaderboard now, because Frodoxy is on their tail, but they're still managing to remain consistent, Levin.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, going into this last game, they sit in a great spot. You know, it's funny because I know there's a lot of pros who have their superstitions, like, I don't want to be in first after day 1, you know, stuff like that, right? But ultimately, these guys should be so chuffed with how they perform because, you know, many people just right. They've had, you know, their fair share of rough moments throughout the day mini, and so, you know, things aren't clear as day, right? We've just seen from how Chino performed, we've seen from how Vanya and Queezy's trios have been able to stay in it. You know, these good teams come tomorrow, they will find form and they will find their stride. Seti's trio is still a big test for them. They need to keep moving like this.
Yeah, well, I mean, Panzer in particular as well, Yapko, this is probably the first sort of time they're going to be in this sort of situation going into day number 2, so it's going to be really interesting to see how that trio develops now. Of course, Seti's been in these situations many times in the past, so it's going to be definitely on him to make sure they stay level-headed going into this last game with a sort of fresh mind and into tomorrow as well with the exact same frame of mind. A couple of wobble games now, that's an 11th and then a 9th, so not an ideal performance, but they're staying in it, they're not absolutely crashing and burning, which is really important.
It'll be interesting to see where Queezy's trio goes from here. They're pretty consistent on that leaderboard, sitting in the 4th position. This feels very similar to Major 2 for me now, Levin. I'm just wondering, are they going to be able to step it up again?
It's funny you say that, Frankie, because in Major 2, after day 1, they were in 4th position, right? So you'd be spot on in saying it feels like that, because it is like that. The question will be, unlike Major 2, will they be able to rise on day 2 and become a team that is going to fight till the end to win it? I'd like to hope so, but the question marks lie around the Osborne situation. They've been fine, Osborne. They've been rolling through Manabuka's trio. But does that change tomorrow? Are things going to be the same? If Manabuka's team wakes up and decides, actually, no, we shouldn't troll the rest of the day, we should actually just leave, are they going to be ready for uncontested? Will they have prepared, like Queezy himself had said on social media? So there's still a bunch of question marks, I think, around this team, Minnie.
Yeah, I think does that change now going into this 6th game? Will Malibuca try something now to lead into tomorrow? And then, of course, that leaves Queezy's team with a bit of a problem with the lack of surge they're getting off spawn. I'm sure they have the answers to it, but it's definitely going to change for them. And I think in terms of all those teams at the top, that's the situation that's most likely to change going into tomorrow.
Well, we've got 7 more games of champion. And this game really does set the agenda for tomorrow. Some of those trios in the top 10, they have nothing to lose. They just want to play for the win. They're already qualified for Leon. That makes them extremely dangerous. Let's see what damage they do in Game 6.
same time, Frankie, all those teams that are looking to try and take over, lock in those last final seats for the Global Championship battle, but it does start here right now, closing things out with a solid finish in Game 6, Takada.
Yeah, I mean, Frankie was talking about the trios outside top 10. We saw what's possible in a single match. 21 eliminations, 8-8-5, either way. Look, it's possible. That's the main thing. We're in the all-time high on the European region, and now going into the last match of the day. 6 more to be played out tomorrow. I'm excited to see how we close things out. Will Demon's Domain still be contested? What changes are we going to see from the trios that have not met expectations? But we don't have to wait long because the battle bus is ready, so let's get right into it.
The final match for game day 1 of the Major 3 Grand Finals. And at Takada, there has certainly been a competitive standard set across the board. I mean, even looking at how tightly knit our top 3 is currently shaping up. And this is just day 1, but the message has been sent. And Queasy's Domain stands tall. You can't fault Malabuka in the slightest. You give it a swing, it's a miss. Unfortunately, they're going to have to opt to a different strat, but at least for Queasy, Swizzy, and Mustache, they are very happy to finally have a chance to see what Demon's Domain looks like uncon. But again, that early search, like you alluded to, God, that could be a real problem for them.
What's the game plan now? So we'll see. They're split up, if I'm not mistaken, so they're doing a bit of a split drop here. Are they going to push into it? Are they going to... Yeah, this is bringing up a lot of questions for me.
Going to the outskirts, spiral shoots is definitely a choice. This is, for sure, a competitive strategy that Malabuka might be trying to chef up with his team, but for Wax and Ping, whether or not it was them having the intentions of outright contesting Demons, or maybe they're trying to catch Queasy, Swizzy, Mustache, somebody off guard whenever they try to venture towards that southern section. But right here, right now, Takada, it does seem like some of these early off-spawn battles have just fizzled out. Teams opting to just play for a more neutral territory, not wanting to take their chances with losing and winding up with pretty much no points after day 1.
Yeah, Sato had a very strong start alongside his team, but after some off-spawn, I don't know if I'd call them misplays or just things not quite going their way, they have kind of dropped down quite a bit, but whole other day to come back from it. Ping walks Malabuka now, quick to get themselves into a fight.
Oh, and Snazy on the receiving end of it at that. Ping, big opening shots there. That's a nice elimination and a pretty strong start, but they're going to need to find a few more of those types of eliminations, Takada, if they really want to convert this. Because remember, being watching the weekend, they practically sat out every single lobby here today. It's always going to be very tough to scale back up and pick up in a long time, but it's something that some veterans could definitely rise to the challenge for.
100%. I'm excited to see how it plays out. Cammy, Hari, iDrop. There's another trio that are looking incredibly strong off the start. And I wouldn't say they're, falling off completely. They're still in a solid spot, but you know that this team wants more than just a qual spot at the Global Championships. They want to take home the trophy here for Major 3. So currently sitting in 8th place. The job is not even close to finish.
Physics and Dendafuzo. Howley, a little bit caught up here, but they are able to come out on top. It's only at the expense of Physics, but a double revive. Close that one out, no problem. Lixium's team, unfortunately, just getting a little bit of a taste of what a set finals lobby experience is like. Yeah, they're not the only one. Pablo, Roxy, Chino, They're struck yet again. They're sick of playing through the surge-based methods. These early rotates have been gnarly for the other teams.
That's a big elimination, though, taking out your competition, quite literally. The trio that's currently in the #1 spot. One of the players now has been taken down by the second place trio. Coming from that win, they are on fire, and Panzer is doing what he can to stay hidden.
Oh. Inside of that bush. He's going to lose so much time in this final lobby, Takada. And we don't even know where Seti is at just yet either. Like, it's old. And maybe Seti can look for a lone play of a reboot, but Panzer's got to hope that the distraction is steeper. Nevs, Kiddo, Pink. They also want to maintain themselves in the conversation for that leaderboard consistency and finding that early elimination. Nice look to start the game off.
Not too bad, but just the start for Pink, Kiro, and Nebs. Marius, on the other hand, making use of their efficient kind of early game. Doing the surge damage, others will be looting, others will be getting extra heals, mats, whatever it could be to maximize that efficiency. But Reason has to be careful. He's lost Mr. Savage. Wheat looking to close it out now as they push up to Reason. No shield to work with. 5 bullets in the shotgun. 5 wooden builds left. For Reason to clutch this one up, he's gonna need to hit the shots of his life.
Oh. Cut short on that attempt, but it's a solid effort. Just not quite able to make the recovery that they were amping for, but Panzer and Seti, they've managed to somehow escape the clutches of Prodoxy's team. And Sinet and Nafrizi, if they're not careful, it's not like Nafrizi is the healthiest player by any means here, Takada. This could definitely be turned against them. But for Wheat, you just see, we'll look back now on how a little bit too extended. Sinet and Nafrizi did a really good job at approaching from separate angles, and Wheat just hoping to really seal the deal.
Yeah, they took the time now that they were able to heal back up, so only hope here is that they walk through this bush and able to pick up a quick knock, and Wheat might be the victim, but quickly enough the regroup comes through. In the bush, it's a matter of time.
They want to make sure that the players are split enough from each other that this is going to be a freebie, and Wheat just barely managing to cut across. He's still standing somehow, some way. And now Nafrizi immediately calls to action. They're going to be sure to pack up their boy however necessary, and Panzer set there at the kata. But that one just runs dry, and they're going to have to just look elsewhere. They're going to have to fall back to get away from where we and them are at.
A quick side note, I saw on the feed, Prodoxy, not only did they take out but I just saw them take out Pixie as well. The #1 and #3 trio going on the receiving end from what's looking like a potentially incredibly strong trio, but actually now that I think about it, kind of just going to trade for the base, but either way, looking quite strong.
Oh, same can't be said though for Akira. Nice pickup though from Nebs, and now Kiddo, Pink, still playing on these outskirt positions, north side of the map. They might be able to track down Werex. Instead, kind of recognizing that they do want to start getting a move on with their rotates. Seti and Panzer, though, revisiting Lone Wolf Lair. Caught up one more time with Prodoxy, Pablo, and Chino. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, Panzer? He's now trying to see if he can escape the fray. Pablo inside of the building, though, looking to try and cut Panzer off. Approaching from that flank. Dash just a little bit too far forward. Seti retreating back inside of Lone Wolf Lair, playing on the and eliminated, so it's all down exclusively to Seti. And this is exactly what Chino, Palomino, and Prodoxy were after. They're looking to take matters into their own hands, control their own narrative. They missed out last major, and they're not looking for that to be a repeat in this one, Takada. Because when your first place competition is down and out for the count, and the next team after you is at 288 points compared to your 341, this could be a crazy runaway moment there for Prodoxy's team. But Axe4, CZB, Nathan, they're still caught in the midst of an awkward battle.
Looks like it's calmed down for a moment. Axe4 is now gonna pop that miss for him. CZB gonna follow shortly behind them. Disengage will come through. Eliminations from both ends of the act here. And Robin said, okay, I'll let you go, but not without taking a bit of damage. As now closing the gap, looking for what I would say were angles, but with the amount of aggression coming from Robin, I think he wants more than just a couple tags here as the pursuit is on.
It's just a classic 2 versus 2. Who can outlast the other? But Axe4 is prepared to fight. Definitely knows what's coming. CZB, a little bit too split. Trying to make sure that he doesn't get trapped between the two. Robin, it's going to be the miss grenade. And now it's down to Kylie. See if he can apply a little bit of pressure from a separate line of sight. But Axe4, CZB, they're playing hip to hip. They're not looking to take any chances here. They're in deep inside of the storm. They know if they win this exchange, they'll be able to make a play for the reboot. And Axe4 whiffs the shot. The pump not going to connect. He'll be forced to misform away. And Robin, Kylie still looking to give chase. But now it's CZB, who might be a little bit too exposed. He's scrambling, looking to get away from Kylie and Robin as quickly as possible, but Robin just relentless. And CZB, Axe4, their last Memphis grenade has just been used. Kylie and Robin are out for a vengeance here, though. And Kylie is nearly connected every single time here, but instead turned one more time into CZB's favor. Robin has fallen, and now Kylie, who's taken the pairs completely back into his team's favor. Axe4 will finally close this one out. And Kylie is still lingering. Doesn't want to let Axe4 get this revive going, but Skvi, Trulex, and Teeny, they're going to be the real victors of this exchange right now, Takada.
Or are they? As they choose to take the rotate instead of fight. As Trulex continuing to go on ahead.
Rotate, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a while from now, though, with the amount of distance that they have to make. Axe4 seems to have picked up CZB. At least they know now that no more third party is close by, with a big shot from Kylie. Has that 1v2 disadvantage, but with the shots being connected, could turn around. The issue is, Kylie's just giving them so much time to heal up, pop the chugs. Uh-oh. Potential angle from CZB. Now denied, as Kylie is going to ultimately get taken out. No more materials to work with. Axe4, CZB finish up the fight and now make their way to zone once again.
Kylie and Robin, they were just looking to try and claw their way back into some solid leaderboard contention for ending the day. That's why you go for these off-spawn battles and whatnot, but really well played here. I don't think that Chino and Pablo have any intentions of slowing down for their elimination counts. 21 in the last lobby as a team, and with 5 already, Takada, in this 6th game. It is kind of insane to think about what kind of precedent they might be setting here.
The pressure is on. The good news is all these teams have another full day of 6 matches, so despite a potential poor finish here in day 1, they have a whole other day to get that comeback. For Chicho, Tace, and Haris, not as much to worry about in 5th place, but already being qualified for the Global Championship. What they want is a first place finish here. Queasy, Swizzy, Merstash, due to the zones, do have the luxury of being able to just kind of base up on their drop spot at Demon's Domain.
But the tags just kind of poking into their sides. Certainly going to be annoying to deal with. still, they have a pretty big advantage right now, just based off the way that the zones have been pooling. They haven't really had to venture too far away from Demon's Domain, but that could also be working against them, Takada, because they haven't really had the opportunity to kind of push outwards and try to see if they can apply a little bit of surge damage onto the teams surrounding the outside of Demon's Domain, basically. So I am very interested to see what their surge actually ends up